All right, let's go. We're live. Let me get the spreadsheet up here. And bang. Okay. So last week, 8-8 missed another lock. 0-4 on locks so far. It's tough, but it's Locktober. It's time to get one. We hit the teaser. 6-point teaser was Falcons, taking the Falcons up from 1.5 to, hang on a second. You ever notice how people that speak foreign languages tend to just shout it? Yeah. Had the Falcons taking them up from 1.5 to 7.5. And then the second half of that teaser, the Vikings barely got through that one. Took them from 2 to 8. And they lost by 7. So that was perfect. Dog of the week was the Jets. That was no problem for us. So just recapping the stats here: 2-2 on dogs of the week. 6-point teasers moved to 3-1. Let's just update this formula here so that we can get because it messes up all these here, the pick rates, if you don't have every game selected. All right. So let's just go over really quick. Week 4. Start with that Patriots game. Close. A lot closer than myself. A lot of other people thought, except for probably Vegas. Started off the week with a win, the Jags, and we're going to talk about the Jags in a little bit. Chiefs finally turned it around and get a cover. They were in a slump. Blind Owl, what's up? Yo, yo, yo. The Falcons, I thought with the Falcons, people were high on the football team. And I was looking to hang on a second. 24 to 30. That's wrong. Did we go 9-7? Do these so fast. 34-30. 34-30. Philly, come on. We had the L correct. All right. Dolphins couldn't get it done. Gonna talk about them in a little bit as well. Jets, we just went over. The Bears, everybody was down on the Bears, and you decide to take them that low number 3. Sometimes you see that on the other side, and you think, oh, they're only the Lions they just got to cover 3. No. Saints laid a stinker. The Browns are rolling. Little sneak peek: we will be fading the Browns this week. Cowboys look great. The Bills, I'm feeling like a genius. Picking the Bills defense in fantasy. Nobody cares about your fantasy team, but 2 shutouts so far. Absolutely incredible. Seahawks, I didn't catch that game, but they handled the Niners. Rams go down. We messed up last week. I said 2 weeks ago that I was going to ride the Falcons until they gave me a reason not to. And as soon as we jumped off, they take an L. So I think we got to get back on the Falcons. Back to my fantasy team, Kyler Murray on my squad, loving that too. Thought that Jersey Jerry could come through for us with a Steelers cover, at least a cover 7. Couldn't get it done. His son, newborn, is a mush. That's confirmed. And then Denver. See, this is what's tough about doing this on Wednesday. So I want to do it on Wednesday, get every game covered, including the Thursday night game. Just make sure I have all my picks out there. And sometimes the line moves in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. There were a lot of injuries for the Broncos announced like Sunday. And, it just didn't work in our favor. And then the Chargers, I sniffed that one out. -3.5. They won easily. So let's get into next week. I got some notes here. I actually pulled some numbers. So I'm not just going to do picks off of gut feel and line analysis this time. Didn't take down any totals, but we can take a peek at some of those if it comes up. So always start with the Patriots. I changed this one today. I think keeping it close against the Bucks, they're going to have a lot of people on the Patriots this week. And I got that gut feeling that I think the Texans really do stink. They just lost by 40. I just have a feeling that they're going to keep it close. A home dog. I'm taking Texans +9.5. I got it at. Tomorrow night, Seahawks catching 2 at home. I'm going with the Rams. I think that maybe because the Seahawks have, we're getting a call. First call. (978). What's up? Blind Owl, what's up? We're getting to it right now. I had it at Seahawks +2. They're at home this week. That's your lock? All right. Excellent. I love it. I'm on the Rams -2. I think maybe last week was a little bit of a look ahead. And with those division games, what do you think about? Have you looked at the total here? I have not. So I gave some analysis early. Divisional games, you think that they would go over the first two? No. Excuse me, under the first 2 weeks in a tough battle. They actually tend to go over the first 2 weeks and then under after that. We're looking at 54.5. I love it. Lock of the week, the Thursday night game. It's true. Absolutely. Appreciate the call. Thanks again. That was Blind Owl, our first caller in the chat 2 weeks in a row. I appreciate the call. Thank you. So he loves the Rams. I don't love the Rams. I like the Rams, taking them -2. All right, who we got next? I'm going to stay on the Falcons. I think the Jets got their cover, and we're going to go back to fading them. Important to note, I have this sorted as home and away just so that I can keep it consistent and sort. The Falcons are not home. This is a 9:30 a.m. game. They're playing over in London, folks. Could get crazy. The total 46. But I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think they fly over to London. And then I'm going to go back to the Broncos again against Jersey Jerry's Steelers. Here's some of those numbers that I pulled. The Steelers are allowing 357 yards per game. The Broncos average 387. I think they're going to take it to them. This Denver defense is very good. The Steelers already have 5 turnovers. The Broncos have 2 so far. So I think this Broncos defense stands up and keeps it tight. +1.5. We'll go with the Broncos. This one, Vikings laying 7.5 at home against the Lions. I think they win. I think they don't cover. The Vikings allow 409 yards per game. Yikes. Now this one, Tennessee heading down to Jacksonville. All week, all we're hearing, Urban Meyer. He didn't fly back with the team. He canceled meetings on Monday. He's apologizing to the team. Not even the whole team. He was apologizing like to position groups. Jim Rome basically did the exact same bit yesterday and today, not bit, but analysis yesterday and today. All we're hearing is about Urban Meyer, how there's problems. The team owners coming at him. I think it's all to get you on the Titans. I like Jacksonville +4. Saints going to the football team, laying 1.5. The Saints have been hot and cold. I think that because they were off last week, 8-point favorites, couldn't get it done. I think this is going to be one of their hot weeks again. The Washington defense was hyped up as this great defense this year, right? They allow 30 points per game. The Saints only allowing 17. I think we get a close one here as well. This one looks tricky with the Packers heading to Cincinnati, only laying 3.5. This is historically a close game. They don't play that many each other that often. But one of their last 6 meetings was a 10-point margin, the final score. You got to go back to 1995 to get that 6th meeting between these two teams. I think Aaron Rodgers just flexes on young Joe Burrow. This one, Christian McCaffrey's listed as questionable. I thought he was supposed to be out for longer, but I think with this small line here, I think maybe Vegas knows something. Maybe he's going to play, but I think it's fishy enough. I'm going to take the Eagles +4. If he is coming back, I think something's going on here. Then this one, a bit of a local battle. Miami heading to Tampa. Bucks off a huge battle on Sunday Night Football. Emotional, of course. I think this is we're gonna see Tom Brady just after facing a good defense, I think Miami can stand up, give them some offense now. And 10.5. Typically, when there's like the biggest spread of the week, I like to go not be afraid of that. But I like the 10.5 this time. I think people are going to overestimate Tampa Bay. Sticking with the Chargers again this week, plus a half. So they're at home against the Browns. The Browns are rolling, and everything about this game tells me to pick the Browns. I'm just looking at my notes here, and I wrote down the Casey Smith famous line, "Don't be afraid to fade yourself." There has been some line movement on this game. Let me look at what it opened at. This opened with the Browns laying 1.5. They're now 2.5 point underdogs. So unfortunately, I did these lines earlier. I cap them at what I cap them. I'm not going to keep updating this right up until I do the show, because then my picks will just change too much. Whatever you get it at, that's what you cap it at. That's what I'm giving it out at. At some point during the week, these were the lines. Plus a half for the Chargers. I like it. Some funny line movement. We could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with the Chargers this week at home. Here we got the Bears heading to Las Vegas. Raiders making excuses for that Darren Waller taunting. Not a Darren Waller guy. They featured him a bunch on Hard Knocks a couple years ago. Not a Darren Waller guy. The Raiders have more points per game and yards per game than the Bears. But beyond that, stat-wise, very, very close between these two teams. I think the Bears catching 5.5 looks good. Gonna stick this one. The Giants heading to the Cowboys, Jerry World. The Giants have a really tough schedule coming up. Really tough. And I think we're just looking to fade and find that spot in this next, 3, 4, 5 games where they're just getting pummeled, but the spread corrects and we can find our spot to take them as dogs. This is not the week. Like I said earlier with the the Cardinals, sorry, I got my birds mixed up. Hopped off last week. We should not have. That hand up. I was wrong. We got to get back on the Cardinals. Jimmy Garoppolo rumored to possibly play on Sunday. We'll see. Here's an interesting stat. The Cardinals average more penalties than the Niners, 20 versus 17, but the 49ers actually average 83 more penalty yards. So we could see some big throws. Hopefully the Cardinals saw that stat as well. Hopefully we get some long throws and maybe get some DPI and pick up some easy yards. Buffalo heading to Arrowhead to face the Chiefs. The Bills have been so dominant, and now they're running up against a point machine, and I don't think they get the cover here. I think the Saints or the Chiefs get the 2.5 point cover, no problem. And the Colts heading to Baltimore, Monday Night Football. I'm going to fade the Ravens at home primetime. 7's tough, but I'm going to take the Colts. Let's pick out a lock. And immediately I'm looking at Jacksonville is screaming to me, but I'm not going to use that one. You know what? Let's ride Blind Owl's pick. He had some good analysis. Yellow and blue. make green. We'll do a different green because in case we win. Let's find a dog. Of course, I'm gonna go with the Jags +4 as the dog. And a 6-point teaser. Now, one that jumps out to me is that Chargers +0.5. Because then we get them at 6.5. That line movement kind of freaks me out, though. Let's do. I'm going to take the Bears up to 11.5. We're going to get through those key numbers 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 10, 10.5. Bears up to 11.5. And I've mentioned before I don't like crossing 0, so I don't want to use the Cardinals because we could take them to a 0.5 point underdog. I still got to win. Oh, and I hate picking against the Patriots, but are they really going to pour it on in Houston? Take that up to 15.5. Yeah, let's do that. Houston up to 15.5. Bears up to 11.5. Your dog of the week, the Jags, and we're riding with Blind Owl. I asked him for a lock, and he came through in Locktober. We're gonna go lock of the week, the Rams -2. That's gonna do it for us here at Profit Picks at 6. I will be live on my Mixcloud channel, hitthepost.live, mixcloud.com/hitthepost. Played about an hour's worth of music, always over an hour. But, between an hour and a half of music, hit the post on every song. Other than that, I'll see you here again next week. Same time, same place, 6 o'clock right here on YouTube. And always, please gamble responsibly. Thanks for tuning in.